and Michael Hicks all trying to get it done right here. These guys know how important each position is, and the gate is down, so who's it going to be? Wow. That one's pretty tight there. Had one guy down, maybe a couple guys down. Look like they're back up under their own power. And it is Hayden Hefner out of Taylorsville, North Carolina on that number 22 KTM with that Bell Helmets Whole Shot Award. Through the short chute now, is he able to maintain that lead as he makes that tight right-hander and heads back into the 10 Commandments? A lot of action this week in the 10 Commandments. Don't break the commandments because they will break you. They will ruin a finish back there, so be very, very careful. Things get slick, things get tricky, especially in a lot of traffic as we're seeing right now. But your leader trying to make hay while the sun shines back into Storyland. Back into the shadows in the deep dirt. As they emerge in just a moment, they'll come back out into the bright sunshine, into that drier dirt, and right now it's a freight train up there in front of this college 18 to 24 class. Leaders should be coming past the waterworks here in just a second. Yep, that's exactly where they are right now, coming through the waterworks. Looks like we have some action right now. Who is that on that KTM? Coming after your leader right now, trying to make a move to the inside. Hefner still has that lead, but it looks like maybe the number 61 trying to put some pressure on him. Who would that be? It might be the 81 of Joseph Tate's who it is. The 81. Oh, a couple riders down here locked up together. The 55 machine. Who is that? Let's see. The 55, Colin Lund, and a couple other guys locked up and down on the ground. They're able to get up and get rolling again, so those guys able to get back underway on this first lap cleanly. So caution flag down again right here, right in front of us in the Thor sweeper turn. Looks like, again, everybody up and clean. So here we go, not disappointed. A lot of action already in college 18 to 24. Hayden Hefner with that whole shot, able to maintain the lead throughout the first lap, but Joseph Tate hot on his heels, only one second behind. Ezra Hastings, 0.33 seconds behind him, and Johnny Garcia with a Moto win has himself in the 4th position. Current standings, Hefner, Tate, Hastings, Garcia, Vinny LaHoovie Jr. in that top 5. Now look at this. That gives us a real big shakeup in the top 3 as far as overall class results. That puts Joseph Tate up front with a 3.32, Ezra Hastings a 4.23, Vinny LaHoovie Jr. a 6.45 for your possible 3rd overall. Once again, we go clear down to Johnny Garcia in your 6th place overall before we see somebody with a Moto win. Absolutely incredible, unbelievable. Right now, the man to talk about, Hayden Hefner, under fire for Joseph Tate, trying to get out there and put that number 81 Yamaha ahead of him. Ezra Hastings and Johnny Garcia want to put their names in the mix as well. Here these guys making their way back through the beach. Here come the leaders one more time, and look at this. There's a whole gang of them. All of these guys know how close these points are right now. Only a bit of a buffer, a 1-point buffer between Tate and Hastings, and Vinny LaHoovie Jr. coming down out of the great state of Pennsylvania on that number 43 Suzuki, hanging in there in the, let's see, Vinny's in the 5th place right now, so 6.45 delivers a possible podium overall for him. Leaders back through here, coming down to that final corner, and look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Top 5 guys all on the same straightaway. 6th place now making his way on the straightaways. Joseph Tate making the move now, as well as Hastings. Vinny LaHoovie Jr. into the 3rd spot. Our early leader, Hayden Hefner, from the first lap, shoved all the way back into the 4th place. Joseph Tate turning a 2:01.6, a 2:02.4 for Hastings. LaHoovie coming in with a 2:02.7. Just about 1 second between Tate and Hastings, another 1 second back to LaHoovie, 0.3 of a second to Hefner. Garcia only another half a second back for your top 5. Current running still keeping these guys with actually their current running position. Tate, Hastings, and LaHoovie 1, 2, 3 on the track, and also 1, 2, 3 in the possible overall. So these guys wow, fighting it out right now. Going to be a bit of a battle for LaHoovie. Pretty much with 13 points, he's at where he's at. If he picks up a couple more points, even if he takes the win, still in contention for that third place overall. But as we said, very rare. Joseph Tate, Ezra Hastings, Vinny LaHoovie, 1, 2, 3 on the track, 1, 2, 3 in potential overall.
Well, rolling in this morning here, Jason Weigand, I'm in the tower. I was sound asleep. I was getting my beauty rest, and then all of a sudden, about 7 minutes ago, I heard it. I heard Megawatt call him. Nate the Thrasher. He did it. He did it. It's catching on. It has caught on. It has stuck. The other announcers have adopted it. I invented it. I'm the first person to ever come up with the idea of calling Nate Thrasher the Thrasher.
It's so unique. That's the great thing about it. It's such a unique nickname.
Look, some people got it, some people don't.
I tried to go with Simply The, but it just didn't work.
Well, if there's one thing
simply the best.
If there's one thing that bums me out about that whole situation, it appears that I was influenced by Jason Weigand.
I know, that's bad. Well, look, probably better you influenced by me than me influenced by you.
Oh, man, you've been influenced by Megawatt over the years. I will guarantee you. Absolutely, at one time or another.
On the good side, yes. But there's probably some bad things.
Don't come to the dark side with Megawatt. I'll promise you that, homie.
Exactly.
You don't want that influence.
There are probably some bad things you can
handle the influence.
Yeah. I know my limits.
All right,
That's
but hey, what
stuff.
a great race, Jason.
Well, remember this class was nuts. The second moto, we had the two Suzuki guys crash into each other in Moto 2 and blow their moto scores after great finishes. Second moto winner, Garcia struggled. This is craziness.
I tried to explain to these guys, to the crowd, but my mic wasn't really working that great. We have to go all the way down to Garcia, who's in eighth place after two motos, before we see somebody that won a moto.
Nuts.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, and then look at this. Our next moto winner, clear back in 12th place, Rich Taylor.
Yeah, I remember Taylor and Jack Fowler, second in Moto 1, crashed into each other.
Yes.
Fowler got up to 7th, so he's still in contention.
But is that
Taylor
not
and
ridiculous?
Fowler, I mean, the college class, they should be more mature, more consistent. Maybe they just like math.
I don't know.
Really difficult math. So
they're trick specialists.
So Joseph Tate, he's actually going to try to make it look a little simpler than we thought it would be coming into this one with the 3-3-1. That would actually be fairly consistent.
You know, it's a game of consistency. You know, here goes the mega broken record. Survival, consistency.
I know.
But holy cow.
Can't say it enough.
What's that?
You can't say it enough.
No, you can't. And it thrills me, the three-moto format, just everything we do, the qualifiers, the way to get here. Man, we take the guesswork and the chance and the luck out of it. That is the bottom line. And to see these guys running 1, 2, 3 in the moto and possible 1, 2, 3 without a moto win, kudos to those guys, man. To me, these guys are workers. Okay,
yeah,
these guys are workers making it happen.
Yeah, Garcia's up to 4th now, your second moto winner. Could be 6th overall. And Jack Fowler, second in Moto 1, is up to 6th here. I'm trying to think, Richard Taylor, man, our first moto winner. Big crash early in Moto 2, and back in 13th here in Moto 3.
Yeah, he was engulfed off the start.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, he was sworn. He looked like the queen bee in the hive, dude, because I'm here to tell you, they were surrounding him, dude, for sure.
Right, they had him locked up. Prisoner.
Let's see, just about 11 and a half minutes in this one. Just about halfway through, coming up on that 11-minute mark here. So far, 158.8. Ezra Hastings, that fast lap. That was the last lap, as a matter of fact, lap number 4. Able to wait till about mid-moto and pull that fast lap. Curious to see exactly where those lap times are going to go. 158 for Tate, 158 for Hastings, 159 for LaHoovie Jr. So those guys keeping it about as consistent as you can keep. I don't know really if you could get more consistent than that. The gap still a half a second back to the second place, 3 seconds back to LaHoovie, but has remained that way for a couple laps. As Jason Weigand mentioned, Michael Hicks able to move up a bit. Johnny Garcia now having that moto win, working his way into the 5th spot, but you know, when you take a look at a 19, 1, and a 5, that produces a 6, and that's just unbelievable to look at these numbers here in this college 18 to 24 class. Coming up on 10 minutes to go, so just about exactly halfway into this one. And all I can say is at the end of the week at 9 in the morning, I can't believe it's possible for a track to look this good, to see this much action, take this much abuse, and take relatively a creek full of water all week long. This thing has stayed amazing. There's been traction. There's been no standing water. We've been blessed by Mother Nature and the Lord above with no torrential downpours, no rain. We haven't had that blazing 100 degrees, so we haven't had either one of the extremes. We haven't had the dust or the mud to deal with. We've had absolutely fantastic conditions. Once again, here's the broken record. Oh, it's so perfect to the ranch. What doesn't get more perfect, really, as a whole week? Now, we've had days, Jason Wygant, 75 degrees. We've had days that are absolutely perfect. But have we strung together 7 to 8 to 9 days like this? I really don't believe that we have. When we take a look at history, there's always that one pool.
No way.
There's always that one river running through this place at one day throughout the course of the week. And there's that other day where we've got the towels wrapped around our heads. We're beat down. It's 113 degrees in the shade. But this, for a total of 10 days, I can't believe that there's been a more consistent 10 days in the history of the event.
Yeah, I believe the other years where we've had somewhat cool days at times was because we had rain that cooled the place off. But this year we didn't even have that. And in fact, there's probably a half a dozen people that came to this announcer's tower, grabbed one of these microphones, and said, you know, the interesting thing about this race, you can guarantee you're going to have a mud race. Well, I'm calling them out. We did not have one. We did not have a mud race, I don't believe. I mean, we got a couple hours to go here, but I don't believe we're going to get it. It's not going to happen.
Now, let me tell you why Megawatt will be in the doghouse when he gets home.
All right.
Well, Hunter's holding down the fort for me at home, watching the dog, Rain. He got rained out 3 days. Can't run the equipment for 3 days.
Okay.
The wife and Hannah are at the beach. 4 days of rain at Myrtle Beach.
And Megan enjoyed
4 days of rain. And I've had perfect conditions here at the ranch.
You came to Hurricane Mills and got perfect weather conditions, which never happens.
And my phone keeps saying, rain yet, rain yet, rain yet, on my messages. Like everybody's disappointed I haven't stood in the rain.
We want your summer vacation to be messed up, too. Hey, we're watching, I believe that's the 43 of Luhovy. He's climbed up to third place now, got himself in position for a Moto medal on the Suzuki. Got the Red Bull live drone following him past the billboards. Joseph Tate, he's checked out. He's got a 3-second lead over Hastings. And Luhovy, that should be good enough for him to lock down a podium overall.
Boy, that guy did some work in the qualifiers. Watched him at High Point and stuff. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Called the motos for him at High Point.
Yeah.
And, you know, nothing standard about this kid. This kid knows how to dig. This kid knows how to bring it at the end of the moto, knows how to work his way through traffic. And pumped to see, you know, with scores of 6-4-3, you know, still in contention for an overall podium here.
So Luhovy has worked his way up into that spot, going to try to get a Moto medal and third overall. Our leader is still Tate.
Garcia picking up another spot there just a moment ago, back in that 5th position, now up into that 4th spot, and was in the well, that still puts him in the 6th position, and really got a little bit of work to do before he can move up into that top 5. Going to have to find another looks like another 3 points is what he would need to find to get up into that top 5. So just, you know, tough luck right there for Johnny Garcia, having a Moto win now up in that 4th position right now, but not a lot he's going to be able to do to advance on that. Looking like just about 6.5 minutes left in this one. 6.5 minutes. Our fast lap so far, a 1:58. And I got to think this morning, Jason, I'm thinking we saw like a 1:52 this morning, and I'm believing that might have been 1:25 BC, to be honest with you. Man, that was a race. Holy cow. Let's see here. Just about 6 minutes. And a little change left in this one. College 18-24, delivering as we knew it would as far as excitement is concerned. Coming up next, we're going to have our Super Mini 2, 13-16, with Nate the Thrasher and Maximus Volan, Talon Hawkins, Caden Emerline, Matt LeBlanc, all in your top 5, going to be fighting it out in that next moto. But right now, it's all about Joseph the Tate out front and leading this one on that number 81 Yamaha. Ezra Hastings in that number 2 position still, and Vinny Luhovy still running in that number 3 spot.
We keep this tower clean by just throwing everything on the floor instead of into this trash can. So we haven't had to have a lot of trash service. That's my technique.
but you've noticed my technique.
Even my my stuff gets cleaned up by you.
You came in looking for a shirt. Do I have a shirt here somewhere? I said, yeah, you got 3 of them folded and stacked, waiting on you.
Yeah,
Mr.
Dry
Wygant.
cleaned. Unbelievable. Yeah, you're like my butler or something.
You know, the biggest bummer in GNCC for Mr. Carter was losing me as a roommate. And I'm not going to tell you what he called me, but it started with a B, but it was the camper B. Because every time he'd walk in, man, that thing was picked up,
spick and span.
Yeah, so.
OCD just like the rest of you guys.
No doubt.
Let me guess, your garage, if somebody, you could smell it if somebody moved a wrench.
Don't touch my wrenches. All right. That ain't even funny, Jay. I mean, you know, here we are having a good time in the booth,
gave me a death stare.
and you go talk about moving my tools. You know,
death stare
that's a buzzkill.
over the idea that someone might someday just so mad.
Looking forward, though, in a couple months, getting 3 stalls finished up. But looking forward to you coming down next time you're up at the office. Looking forward to you coming and seeing and checking it out.
Okay,
absolutely.
So the Megaseum.
Sure. The Megaseum.
The Megaseum. The Megaseum. Time's got to be running out on this one. I'm going to head down to the podium.
Yep.
4 minutes to go, so probably 2 laps going to be coming out soon. And looks like Joseph Tate is headed toward a championship and a moto win.
Absolutely. And again, these guys still running 1, 2, 3 on the track, 1, 2, 3 in the overall. Tate, Hastings, and LaHoovie. And with just about 3.5 minutes to go, this one winding down quickly. Looks like the 2-lap board is out. I see the board down. It looks like he's holding it out there. Have to keep an eye for that white flag next time Tate comes around. As we said, coming up next, our Super Mini 2, 13 to 16. That one fully stacked, not going to disappoint. You can count on that. And once again, trying to see if that 2 card is being held out. Looks like our scorer has the card up. Is it being held out? Not really sure. Just about 3 minutes left. I'm going to guess maybe another lap and a half. So about 8 laps in right now for everybody. Tate, Hastings, LaHoovie, Garcia, Fowler now into that number 5 position. Hunter Schlosser working himself into the number 6 spot. Trey Fierro in the number 7 position. Michael Hicks rides in 8th. Blake Taylor in the 9th position with Reese Campbell rounding out our top 10. Fast lap so far, 158.008. That was on lap number 6, but I got to tell you, a couple laps ago, and Joseph Tate turns down a 158.008. Lap number 8, he turns down a 158.9, so very, very, very consistent for your front runners. A 201 for Hastings. LaHoovie about a second quicker, a second and a half quicker than Hastings, so might be able to try to make a late race pass here. LaHoovie going for some silver possibly. White flag is out now. White flag is out on this one. So final lap. Joseph Tate now, as you can see, first one through scoring. Waiting on Hastings to come through. How consistent these guys have been all day. Extremely, extremely consistent. LaHoovie that time turning a 2:02.4. So him and Garcia basically turning the fast laps. Jack Fowler coming through with a 2:02.9. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th place really pushing each other. That gap, though, just a bit much, you know, looking just about 8 seconds back to Garcia. So going to be a bit much for him to overcome. LaHoovie, though, trying to make work out of Hastings. Got limited time to make that happen. Our leader right now, the 81 machine, just coming out of the 10 Commandments, working his way back into Storyland, trying to keep this thing on 2 wheels, wants to make no mistakes. Joseph Tate having about a 9-second gap over Hastings. Hastings just about 1.5 seconds back to LaHoovie last time around, but looking for those guys in 2nd and 3rd place. Where are they at? Not even in the same camera frame as Tate. So Tate right now, as he comes around the tree back there in the back, headed for the beach for the final time here on that number 81 Yamaha. Joseph Tate wheeling it through the sand rollers back there. Looking for 2nd, 3rd. Now there comes, it looks like Hastings and LaHoovie just a little farther back on the beach. Going to be on Going to be dead on time on this one. Holy cow, that checkered flag is going to fall right when the clock hits 0, it looks like. Once again, JC Jeff Canfield keeping everybody on point all the time. Ruling with an iron fist out there on that deck. Checkered flag. Checkered flag flies from the number 81, Joseph Tate. What a great ride for that guy. Second and third place working their way through here right now. Ezra Hastings, Vinny LaHoovie. Congratulations to both of those guys. So our finishing order for the Moto, Tate, Hastings, and LaHoovie Jr. That's our finishing order for the overall in our 18 to 24 college class. Joseph Tate, 3.31. Ezra Hastings, 4.22. Vinny LaHoovie Jr., 6.43. So congratulations to those guys. Amazing ride, amazing effort. And we knew that college 18 to 24 would disappoint. Johnny Garcia working his way back up into fourth place in this final moto. Johnny going 19-1-4. So some bad luck in that first moto, but an outstanding effort for him as well. Just a few moments, going to hear from our winners. Jason Wygant, as you heard, in the house now, taking over some of the podiums for Rodney. Going to give him a slight break here for just a moment. But right now, the man of the hour, Joseph Tate, going to make his way down there with the Weege. All right, getting things squared away down there in that cool-down zone.
You betcha. They're cooling off. It's still rough and tough out there. Wow, you guys are so helpful. Our crew down here in the impound cool-down area. We get everybody looking good. Championship motorcycles up there. I'm gonna bring our third place finisher up. That's goal number 1. Then we will bring our second place finisher up, and then we will talk to our champion. I know they're cooling off down there, but their week is presumably over. I don't know if these guys are in any other classes. I want LaHoovie. If we can get Vinny LaHoovie on up here at the 43. And we will give him the bronze. Way to go, Hayden! And first, we're going to give out a Bell Helmet's Whole Shot Award to Hayden Hefner. Well, how'd you pull that start?
I just held her wide open.
All right. Easy advice. Who do you want to thank, Hayden?
Man, my dad, my grandparents, my dad's girlfriend, just my family pretty much, Real Ink Graphics. Adams Performance for building me a motor, Pro Action suspension. And that's pretty much it.
All right, let's hear it for Hayden Hefner. Okay, we're looking for Vincent LaHoovie, who's our third place finisher. Part of the RM Army. Good charge, gets himself a Moto medal. I believe this will also be third overall in the class for the week. Let's hear it for Vincent LaHoovie. How'd that moto go? You got some dirt on you, that's for sure. You had to pass some guys.
Yeah, all week my starts were just terrible. I'd come from like 20-some, and I'd fight my way all the way up to the last lap. And I'd get there and I'd be just shy of the podium. This is my 9th year here, and I've been so close so many years, and it feels so good to get up here.
That's awesome. So it's your first Moto medal.
Yes.
Can't take that away from you forever. Now, who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank God for keeping me safe, my whole family, Department of Power for building me a great engine, PR2 suspension, True MX gear and goggles. Anyone else I forgot, thank you very much.
There it is, Vincent LaHoovie Jr. Congratulations on the Moto medal. I'm going to bring our second place finisher on up now and give him the silver. Put that one on, there you go. Let's hear it for our runner-up, Ezra Hastings. How'd that moto go for you, Ezra?
It went good, and then me and, what's the kid that won his name? What's his name?
Joseph.
Me and
Tate.
Joseph were going at it, and then I just made a few mistakes, and he got me, and then just stayed the same pace the whole way. Just gave it everything I had. And
You got a silver. That's still something to brag about when you go home. Who do you want to thank?
my dad, my brother back home for everything he does. Hoosier Tires for hooking up really good out there at Fly. FMF Joel, 100%. Malcolm for coming out here and watching me. My girlfriend and brother and my mom for coming out. Just Real Ink Graphics, Mathis Moto Mart, and Scott Plessinger, everybody else, thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Ezra Hastings. Good job, Ezra. And now we're going to crown our champion, and he does it the right way with a gold medal in the final moto. Well, let's bring him up to the stage. Let's hear it for your national champion in the College Boy Division, Joseph Tate. This is the big one right here. Take some photos, hold your gold. There it is. You were solid all week sitting on a pair of thirds, but does it feel really good to go out and also stamp it with a moto win?
Yeah, I mean, I got off to a great start, and I saw Ezra go by, and I knew it was between me and him for the win, and I didn't want to let it go too easy, so we fought hard, me and him, for at least 4 or 5 laps, and I started to get a gap going, and I just tried to hit my marks and came out on top. It's a great feeling.
Absolutely. Who do you want to thank for it, Joseph?
I want to thank my uncle and my dad, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here this year. Everybody is south of the border, Mike Burkeen, Matt Burkeen, Chad G, Ryan Schaefer, Freddie Norn. They always make me feel like I'm at home when I'm there training. And Dusty at Real Ink for making my bike look so good. Dunlop, Heating and Cooling, Milford Riders Club, Capella Racing, GYTR, Yamaha Crew, FC Mike, at Factory Connection. Anybody else I forgot? I'm so tired right now, but it was well worth the fight.
Absolutely. I'm going to bring Mr. Ricky Records from the AMA on up to the stage to hand out the #1 plate and crown this man champion, Joseph Tate. A good duel in the final moto. Whoop. A good duel in the final moto. You can stay up here. Let's the whole crew of Joseph, his crew, his family. You can come up, photos together on the podium. If somebody wants to grab the bottle of champagne, I think your hands are full. And you guys have at it as long as you want to celebrate up here. And we're going to send it back to the tower for Super Mini. Who wants it? There we go. Thanks, folks.